Ladies and gentlemen of the Groove Nation, David Lemon here, and I am this guy over here on the image, as you can see. And today we're doing something fun. We're going to be building out something. I don't know what we are actually doing, but this is where you come in. You will decide actually what we are going to be building. So hopefully you will join this live stream and you will let me know what we should do today. There are different kinds of questions and people with different interests. One would like to build a website, one would like to build a membership, one would like to build a Groove card store, one would like to build it. So it's actually hard to manage all these requests. So I said, why not build something live with the people that are live? Like, there will be requests like, please do a training once about da da da, but then people never actually show up on the live, never ask questions. So I mention everything that I can, I know, but there will be still questions on that topic. And I was thinking, like, why not just do it live? I mean, we have a platform called GrooveFunnels. We have everything that we need in order to build out loads of different things. So let's just do something unplanned, something interesting, where the actual people that are live, that are watching, dictate what we are building. So this is what we're doing tonight. If you are watching, hopefully you can comment. Earlier or yesterday we had issues with people that are watching on Facebook. I was not receiving their comments, so let me just test it out. Hopefully this will be working today. I'm seeing the comments from YouTube coming in, but I am not seeing yet the Facebook comments. So we'll see if that works today. Hopefully it will work, because for today's session, we'll need user interaction. So in case you're jumping in, you're watching us live, please jump into the comments, say, hi, I'm here, I'm watching, I'll participate, because you will be the one telling me what I need to do. So at this moment, I don't think that the Facebook comments are working. Okay, so I can see my comment and Christine's comment on Facebook, but it's not showing up here for me in the live stream. So we'll just need to manage both of them somehow. Yeah, so I can see live the sweater. So I can see I have Facebook opened over here. I will show you what I have. So I have Facebook opened and I have StreamYard open. As you can see here in this part, I can see the YouTube comments, but I'm not seeing the Facebook comments that are just coming in. So in here I have a test comment from myself, and I also have John's comment, but I don't see them here. So this is just something we'll need to think about. So in case you do have a YouTube account and you would like to join us on YouTube, I'll just add on a link for you here as well. So okay, let's copy this over. Bam. Let's paste this into the Facebook comments so that you have it. If you could join us on YouTube so you can participate. Not quite sure what's the story with it, but yeah, seems that StreamYard has some kind of issues with Facebook comments. Yeah, so today we are doing something fun. I was planning to do a training on something that didn't come together fully. I'll not tell you the topic. There will be a big training on that once everything comes together. It's Facebook is giving me issues. Facebook is buggy, and due to Facebook, I couldn't do the actual training. So I thought, like, let's just go on live and let's build out something together with the people that are here. So perfect. Let's just see who is with us. I will be keeping this very casual, guys. We will be having interactions, so I would like you to find some quiet time, maybe pull out your keyboards or jump onto the computer in case you're watching this on a mobile device, because I will need your interaction. We will need to build something with the commands, with the requests that you give me right now on this live stream. So I can see here a sick Crocker, I don't know how to pronounce it, saying I'm here. Nicholas is watching us. Always great to see you. Thank you very much. Lee is watching us. I will participate. Gary from London is here. Abdimubin is watching us. Nice here. Nice to see you. Awesome. Thank you very much. Mozilla is watching us. Online Biz Liz is watching us. Hi, David. The power of mind is not to play with. Yeah, I agree. Javier, what about the website for promoting musicians? Those businesses were damaged on the pandemic. Yeah, a lot of businesses were damaged during the pandemic. Like if I have a look at my country where I live right now, restaurants are closed, coffee shops and basically cafes are closed. Some people that have prepared a bit earlier went onto the online platforms like food ordering systems and things like that, so they were prepared with that one. But there's like, my wife is a coach, teaching children like sports, gymnastics and judo, and those businesses also were closed. So there's a lot that we don't even know, we don't think about, that were closed. But this is where your interaction will come in place. Bobby A saying, hello, David. Thank you for your support and encouragement. My pleasure. Jay, hello from YouTube, Censored America. Many people doubt themselves. John Smelt, the power of focus. Perfect. So I can see some comments also on Facebook. They're coming in. Hello, love your sweater. Thank you very much. The sweater is actually the part that you see over here. It says Christmas ready. Some of these should be yellow, but for some reason, with the green screen thingy and the power of the green screen, they're not yellow anymore. They just faded into black because the background image that I have is black. So I have Alicia here as well watching us. So perfect. In case you would like to participate, I would also like to one more time ask you to jump over to the YouTube channel. I pasted in the link to the Facebook, and then you'll be able to watch from there. Cool. But let me just explain how this will work. So I have a slide here, only one slide, because I said nothing is planned. I only planned it this far, and I will show this one to you. So what should we build today? And then I will need your interaction. If you want something to build with GroovePages, press the number 1. If you want something to build that we build with GrooveCell, press the number 2. For GrooveMember 3, for GrooveCard 4. Okay, so these are the 4 options for this week. If this comes out as a success, we'll continue doing it. But if it doesn't, then we'll just stop doing it. I don't know how this will turn out, but that's the magic of testing and trying things out. Maybe it shows up as a great success, and people and other businesses will start modeling this type of a live stream. Hopefully, okay, so there are people that are actually writing in 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of something we did during the Imperfect Action Challenge. So if you would like to do like a whole walkthrough of everything, then I would suggest you to go and check out our Imperfect Action Challenge. So let's see. 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 1. So at this moment, GroovePages is the winner. 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1. So according to these, you guys are voting up most GroovePages and GrooveCell. So let's just count it one more time. For GroovePages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 votes. For GrooveCell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay. There is one more for GroovePages over here. There is one more for GrooveCart on here. So in this, according to the votes for today, we are going to be discovering GroovePages a little bit more. So we'll go in and then we'll come up with the next question. What should we build with GroovePages? Okay, so this was the first question. Now that we have, and the winner is GroovePages, we'll just mark this as the winner for this week. Okay, not quite this, maybe highlight with yellow. Perfect. So this is the winner, and these are the losers. Not losers, but these will not be done today. GroovePages is a visual builder, and not everybody is familiar with building out pages with it. So hopefully you'll be able to learn something from this session. So let's just duplicate this slide. And then what should we build with GroovePages? Okay, and then I'll give you a couple of options over here so that you can choose. One will be, just put the back to a bit darker, maybe black. Something from scratch, something using templates, or something using blocks. Cool. So these are the three options that I would like you to vote on. In case you would like to see something built from scratch, press the number 1. In case you would like to see something built using the pre-made templates that are already available, press the number 2. And then something using blocks, press the number 3. Again, in case you're participating here on Facebook, I would appreciate if you jump over to YouTube, because for some reason Facebook is not showing up in my comments over here. So I will share one more time with you the link over here. I already shared it out, but let me just copy it one more time and paste it in for you. In case you are watching on Facebook, please jump over to YouTube, because for some reason the Facebook comments are not showing up. Okay, cool. And I do apologize, this is not something that I can manage. It seems that either this is a Facebook issue. Facebook is really buggy the last couple of days, and it could be also a StreamYard issue. We'll need to dive in more. This happened just recently, and unfortunately I cannot see the Facebook comments right now. So please choose one of these. Let's see. So Hassan is the first one over here. Is said 1, something from scratch. 1 from Desron Diamond Network. Nicholas 1, John Smelt 1. 1, please build a quiz type of landing page. We'll look into that a bit more. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, there is 3 from Luxmas, and then there is Sick Cracker. I don't know what kind of comments you are typing in here about wealth and things like that. These are irrelevant, so please try to keep the comments relevant. There's 1 from Winning Games and Mozilla. So this one is the winner at this moment. Alicia, I have Alicia with the number 3. So at this moment, the majority of the votes are for 1, so something from scratch. There is 2 votes only for the number 3, so we are going to go with something from scratch in this session. We'll mark it as the winner on here, and then these ones will be faded. Okay, and then let's just try to build something from scratch. So let's duplicate this slide. And what should we build with GroovePages from scratch? Okay, I will give you a couple of options. We will go and choose a niche, and let's just go into looking in niches. I don't know how to word it in my head, but I want to actually find niches or businesses and industries that were affected the most during the COVID. So let's just type something like industries affected by COVID-19. Perfect. Let me just zoom in here a bit. So most and least impacted by COVID-19. This is SPG Global. So let's just look into these. If we're doing something, let's just build out something that could actually help people. So we'll get a couple of options from here. Fundraising page, that's a great idea. Okay. Cool. So I hope this is a list, because we will probably want to do something like that. There is a list like this one, which I don't really like. Airlines, leisure facilities, restaurants. Okay, so maybe something from here. Household durables, not quite sure what that is. Hotels, restaurant, leisure, distributors, auto components, automobile, textile, apparel, luxury goods. So these are the industries affected. We're here. Let's just see consensus. I don't really like this. Cool. Okay. Let's just go back and then type in niches. Maybe it gives us a list of niches. 5 niches that are thriving despite. Okay, 4 tips for tapping into the niches created by COVID. Okay, let's just see this one. A new niches for startups, niche business benefiting during COVID. Has brought niche markets to vanguard. Businesses post COVID 17 in demand niches. 7 profitable niches. Let's just look into these ones. As I said, this was not prepared, so we're doing everything live. You are actually saying what we are going to be doing. I'm just pointing and then you're picking. Lean into remote everything. Let's just see Zoom over here. So this is not something we want. Focus on health and safety. Consider sustainability. This doesn't give us the things we could work. Okay, so medtech, cleaning and degreasing, psychiatry, online and contactless payments, lending, insurtech, security, online retail, money management and saving, e-learning, VR, traveling, education, gaming, streaming, cloud-based entertainment, ad tech, gig economy marketplaces, children and pregnancy. How many of these are here? Vending machines, drones, robotics, 17 as software as a service. Okay, so I feel that this is a good list. I wanted to find something that to do for the businesses that were affected. So we'll just do another search. If we don't find anything else, then we could maybe go with this one. But I have one more thing up my sleeve that I can retail, cleaning and sanitation services. So there is a number 1. Eco-friendly cleaning supplies, specialty food, garden supplies, sewing materials, yoga mats, pool business, and that's basically it. So cool. Let's just do another question over here, where I will duplicate this and I will ask, should we choose a niche from these lists, or ask the audience? Asking the audience is always the hardest, so please pick one for no. Pick from audience, and the 2 for yes, choose from a list. Okay. I will make this font visible. So this is the next question. Should we choose a niche from these lists that we found, or should I listen to you guys and you can give me a niche that we can choose for this example? Let's just see. So at this moment we are going with this question. Pick one, or type in one if you want to actually that I leave that I let you guys pick a niche or something that we will be focusing on. And then 2 is yes, we will choose something from the 2 lists that we just visited. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Online Biz Liz is 2. Nicholas Capra is 2. Bobby A 1. John is 1. Alicia 2. Desron Diamond Network 1. Really hard to say that. So at this moment, 1, 2, 3 for the number 2. 4 for the number 2. 1, 2, 3 for the number 1. Okay, so Javier was voting first 2, then there is no 1. So let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 1 is the winner. So pick from audience. Okay, cool. It seems that the number 1s are winning today. Okay, now the tides turned. Let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this one we can count. 4, 5, 6. So we'll go with choose from list, guys. This is the final verdict with the last choice from Jay. Okay, so make this transparent, and then this will be the winner today. We'll pick something from this niche list. Cool. So let's just see something that we can have here. MedTech. I don't know about MedTech, and I don't even know where I would be able to find something in regards to that. But let's just go with cleaning, degreasing, psychiatry, online contactless payments. So at this moment, this one is something that I'm leaning towards. This one is nice. Security, online retail. This would be more of a Groove card store. eLearning. Yeah, this could work like a sales page or a landing page for a course. Education, gaming. I don't really know a lot about those. So gig marketplaces, children, pregnancy, vending machines, software as a service. So we can go with software as a service. We can go with e-learning, or we can go with cleaning and decreasing from this one. So let's just do a list here. I will choose a black. So e-learning. Number 2, cleaning and degreasing. Number 3 will be, what did I say? I believe it was software as a service. Yeah, software as a service. Let's just have a look from here. Retail, cleaning, sanitation. So this is we already have that. Eco-friendly cleaning. This is kind of related to the cleaning. Specialty food. I don't really know a lot about specialty food, and I will just skip that because I don't know anything about that. Garden supplies. We could try to sell some garden supplies, but I would rather leave this one for Groove card stores. Swing materials, the same thing. Yoga mats. We could create like a one product store for any of these, but not maybe for the garden supply, but maybe a yoga mat. We could create a nice yoga mat landing page, funnel type of thing. So let's just add this on to our list. Oops, this is not something I wanted to press, but this. Let's just find some other ones. Pool business. I believe we can add this on. Okay, so these are the 5 options that we got from the niche ideas. So pick one of these. E-learning, cleaning and degreasing, number 2. Number 3, software as a service. Number 4, yoga mats. Number 5, pool business. Perfect. So starting with Alicia Verdel. So please type in your answers one more time, because if you already typed in your answers, they were just jumbled up with the previous numbers. So I will be looking through the, okay, so 3, software as a service. 4, 1, 1, 1. Okay, cool. At this moment, the number 1 is winning. Okay, so there is, please don't put put your answers 2 times. So there is, for example, okay, so there is Nicholas put in 4, Desron Diamond Network 4, and that's it, basically 2 times 4. Timonacci Glass one more time, so one more time 4. So there are 3 4s, and then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people with the number 1. So I feel that the number 1s are winning today. So e-learning will be something that we will be building out, and this is going to be the last last questions that I have for you here. So today we are building something using the comments, and you guys chose. Today you chose GroovePages to be the winner between 4 different options. We chose something to build from scratch. You choose yes, choose from a list. So we showed pre-made lists. Well, like we searched some niches that we can go with, and then the niche you chose was e-learning. So we're going to try and find a nice page to model, and I'll actually show you how I do how I model my pages when I'm building them. I call this, oops, not this way, but the font. I call this design hacking, because I'm not a very good designer myself. I'm a good how do I say, website creator, but I cannot come out with awesome design from my head. So I will show you, if you are the same way, if you are like me, you cannot like just think of a cool design, what to do. So when I'm looking for ideas on creating something, in this case an e-learning, a landing page or something like that, I am looking for examples. um, E-learning, the first thing I usually do is I go on to pages like I don't know, template forest, or theme forest, sorry, theme forest. And then over here I can type in something like, I can choose HTML. These are usually pretty good size that I can model, and then I can type in over here like e-learning or course, something like that, and then we can look through all these options on here. So we can open this one, my coach, online courses, HTML5, learn courses and education site template. This seems a bit complicated over here from the images that I'm looking at immediately. So we need to go with something a little bit more simple, a little bit more static, because some of these options over here will be dynamic, and these will be working well when the pages are coded. So these are HTML pages that can be added on the front of the website, but in the back end of the website it requires coding. Like for example here, these analytics on this template, so we don't want to code, we just want to create a nice visual landing page for the for these pages. So let's just look into this option. This is the first one, my coach or me coach, I don't know how to pronounce it, but they give us a couple of different options. Let's just see what we could create with this. So over here they have a search function that we don't have that yet, because this is a dynamic website. This will require coding in the backend, like creating these categories and things like that. So the search function, we don't have that in GroovePages, but we can build out something like this. So these are the static pages, like instructors, instructor details, blog, event details, contact us. So I will add on another question over here for you guys. Let's just choose a black color. And the question is, what page should we build today? And the option number 1 will be homepage, about, contact, or the courses offer. What else do we have here? Blog, we will not touch it, but about, contact, maybe the course page. Let's just see if we can get onto a course page. We'll have a look how that looks like this one, or courses page. We could create something similar. This is more of a type of blog post looking thingy, because they have like a main part is here, and then in the sidebar we'll have a look at the other pages as well. But let me just ask you guys, what do you think we should build today? What page should we build? So please vote for the number that you see here. starting from the last comment will be Mark's comment. So everything, if you have a vote, please put in the vote now. 1 for homepage, second is about, or number 2 is about, number 3 is contact, number 4 is the courses page or the offer page. Courses page or the offer page. Okay, so let's just see what we have, what kind of votes. I will remove my name on here so that it doesn't overlap anything. Perfect. Cool. So let's just see what we can build. Cool. Starting from Mark's question, let me just read it. I think of myself more of a graphic creator, not a graphic designer. Absolutely. So when you get your, you can have an idea what to create, but you don't necessarily want to go out and illustrate and draw everything out. The same thing with pages. Like I can have a look at the design and then say like, okay, I can put here a video, below here some stars, then there will be a heading, then there will be some description, then there will be some, like I can construct a page by modeling something, but I cannot come up with just designs from my head. I'm not a designer in that way. So yeah, this is the question. Let's just see the answers on here. We have quite a few. Let's see. So Nicholas 1, Bobby 1, Michael 4, John 4, Online Biz Liz 4, Neil 1, Desron Diamond Network 1, Alicia 4, Neil 1, Rizwan 4, Mark 4, 4, 1, 4. Okay, so let's just count one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Christine joined as well. Thank you very much, Christine, for jumping in, and everybody that just that came through from Facebook. Unfortunately, I'm not able to see the comments from Facebook, so I would appreciate if you jump over to the link that I posted it to YouTube, because I cannot see it for some reason today. StreamYard is not allowing me to see the comments from Facebook. But over here, the majority of the answer number 4. So we will be looking into creating the courses or the offer page. So this is the winner, and then the rest will be just highlighted a little bit darker gray so that we know how we what we chose. Yeah, so as I said, the courses page needs to look something like this. Let's just see other courses list and the courses detail pages. So this we can create, but again, this is kind of a dynamic page on here. As you can see, this would work well if you're coding your platform. So you can put all kinds of actions that when you change the course price in the backend, then it shows up over here. We can create something like that for ourselves as well, but I would probably not focus on this one today because it seems a bit complicated, not for everybody. Let's see what we have, like a list. Okay, so this one and this one are just looking the same. So maybe we keep this as an option. Let's just have a look at the other pages on here. So this looks like a site that we could model as well. Let's just come over here to the courses pages, course page text, course page video, and then if not, then we'll go into more onto these. So this is again a dynamic page with different categories. Most of the times these kind of pages act like marketplaces that a lot of people join, and then they put on their courses on here. So I will not create something like this. We'll focus more on one course. You're selling one course and you want to offer that one course to be sold. Okay, so I don't really like this type of pages, so we'll just close this one. Let's have a look at this. This looks like a good option for us. Course portal, distant learning, modern schooling, multimedia, remote training, coming soon, business, health coaching. Let's just open some of these. Multimedia pedagogy, I don't know how to pronounce it. Max Coach, course portal, distant learning. Let's just open a couple of these simple ones. Cool. So these are the home pages. We said we want to have a look at the course pages or the offer pages. So let's just open those. Um, cool. Okay. So there is another dynamic page which has this sorting options. It also gives us multiple courses. If not necessary, then we'll not go and create this one because we don't want to do something like that. Course details, overview. We could build something like this one, but I don't really like we cannot build something in two rows like this, so that the first row is this one. Actually, we could. This is a tab. This is a tab over here. We have a couple of bugs with the tab section, and then here we could do another container. I'm just thinking from the structure perspective of how to assemble something like this in GroovePages. So what I'm thinking that we could put here a navigation, like just a piece of like a text over here, just below the logo. Then there is a headline over here in the middle of the screen. That's easy to do. And then here we would have two column blocks. One will be a smaller one, and then the other one will be a bit wider. In this wider column, we would need to put a tab over here if we are going to do this one. And then in the tab we would fill it up with content, and at the bottom we could do like related courses. This could be built out easily using GroovePages, and then the footer. So this is a possibility. I will leave this open as an option. These courses grids, I will not be doing that because these require dynamic functions, and I don't want to go in the dynamic functions because they are not handled by GroovePages. GroovePages is a static website or a static page builder. Okay, but this can be built with a static page builder. Let's just have a look at this one. I'm pretty sure this will have the same things: membership levels, become a teacher profile. So let's just have a look. That's basically it. So the pages are the same. It's just that the home pages, there are different home pages. Let's see the course portal. So this is a course portal. We could build this one. Okay, this course portal where it says what kind of courses are available on here. There is a nice. This is a good idea. So let's just have these two as an option. So this one and this one. The rest we will close, so you can vote up on which one you would like to do. Course details page. Okay. Duplicate slide. What page should we build today? And then over here, course detail, or the course portal. Cool. Wait with the votes yet. So the course details page, I will show you one more time. This is the course details page where we have one course, and then it explains the instructor and the reviews and things like that. The reviews would need to be embedded. I don't know how to create something like this. Because this also needs to be dynamically filled in. So we'll need to find something that we could use. But this is one of the pages. This is for the number 1. If you want that page, you can vote up number 1. If you want the course portal page, which looks more like a home page, but it offers all kinds of different courses on here, with different options, with a video, with some sidebar over here, and then some testimonials. This we could build out as well. So this is the number 2. It's a bit longer page. Course detail is a shorter page, but it's more complex with the tabs and things like that. So which one would you like to see? These are the 2 options for today, and I will probably just close the other ones. There was this page as well. This looks very, very similar to the course details. So maybe we could add this on as a number 3. So let's just add these as a number 3 as well. This is a my coach our courses page. Actually, this our courses. Cool. So one more time, let's just confirm. I'll close these options here. Um, course details, number one, course portal over here. Number two, course, our courses page number three. So let's see what you vote up. People would like to have the course portal. This is more like a home page. So at this moment, there is 1, 2, 3 votes for this one. I have 4 votes altogether. So guys, if you want to give your vote, let's just do something. It's already time for us to start building. After this one, we are diving into GroovePages and then starting out. So I'll just wait a couple more moments because there is a slight delay in time. Okay, let's just see. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now they came in perfect. So let's just see one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and the Christine then voted up the number 3. So at this moment, this is the page that is. Wait, now the ties have turned. Jay voted. Now there is this one. The number 3 is falling out. You have the option to vote up this one or this one. So everybody that voted so far, there is a tie between the two pages. Let's see what you actually decide. And after this one, we're going in and then we're building out that page. You see a lot of like animations over here, hover effects and things like that. We don't have these options on here, like here when you hover over things got jiggly. We don't have these options, so we'll need to work with static images, static pages. Okay, so let's count one more time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so people would like to see this done. I would also want to see how that is done. So we are going to be doing the actual course details page, which is this one over here. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, you voted. We are going to be building out this page. Yeah, so 7 questions so far. You chose. I'm closing over this presentation. We are done with asking questions, but we will be heading over to GroovePages and building this page out. So let's just quickly analyze it one more time. I will zoom in. So we have a navigation bar at the top. We have a piece of text over here, which we can just link in so that people can choose this. It's like a breadcrumbs. Course details, this is going to be the headline or like a title of the page. And then we have 2 blocks. One of the blocks, let me just move it like this. We have 2 blocks. One of the blocks is a bit wider, and then the other block is a bit shorter, like it's not as wide. And in here we have a tab element which handles all this. So we have 3 buttons on the tab element, and then on this part we have a container that is static, which has all these options shown up. I'm still figuring out how we will make this created. Most probably it will be a container with a 2 columns over here, and then this will be one column, this will be another column, this will be on one column, this will be another column, and hopefully this way we can build it out. At the bottom there will be a button on here, share options. We cannot do these kinds of pop-up share options, but I can show you. I can show you how we could actually create other kind of share options. So yeah, this is looking nice. Hopefully we can create it quickly, and let's just get started. So we are now in GroovePages, and we will start with a page which is we're starting from scratch. So it will be a course details page, and we are going to start building. Cool. So hopefully you'll be able to learn something here. This is in case you are selling your course and you would like to have a page like this, then you will know how to create it. So I will pull in the elements that I will need onto the page, and then we'll start building. The first thing I will pull in is a pre-made navigation. I will use a navigation bar from the blocks section, okay, because I don't want to spend time on building this out. So the navigation I will use, I don't know, maybe something with a button as well. So something like this. We have the logo, we have the links, we have a button, okay, and then we will have a nice little shadow effect at the bottom of it. So I select the whole block, the whole navigation block, and I'll add a medium shadow so that it has like a small shadow at the bottom of it. Below that, I will have one column with a piece of text. So I'll go wireframes empty. I'll choose just an empty container below here. And then I will put in an element which will be a paragraph. And I will just copy this over. So this text will be copied over, paste it in here, course. Here we go. We will modify this a little bit later. We'll go in and then structure it out, and then put up sizing and spacing. But at this moment, let's just put out everything on the page so then we know what we are working with. Then below that, we have a course details, which is a piece of text in the middle of the screen. We'll also use a wireframe block. So I will click a wireframes, all blocks, empty blocks, and pull in another container, which I will set up the container on here to have everything aligned, so everything's centered. So vertically middle, okay, and then I will pull out the headline number 1, or H1. Let's just see the layout on the page. Okay, we want to place everything in the center like that. So I chose the container. So as you can see here at the bottom, it says block container. Let me zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. It says block container. I chose the container. I clicked over here on the layout, which you cannot see from me, layout, and then vertical align in the middle. So here, middle, and then also middle here vertically. Cool. Now we have this one, and then we'll use course details. We'll copy over this text here, course details, and we'll align everything and then size properly at a later point. Now, this is the actual 2 blocks that I was telling you about, and this will be managed using a block wireframe empty. Let's have a look. So here we have one of these blocks that is bigger on the left hand side and smaller on this side. We have another one that is here much bigger, much wider on the left, and then smaller on the right. So let's see which would be used. I would go with this one. This I believe will work good. And then in here, as you can see in the big part, we will place a tab element. So these are tabs. I know that there was a bug with the tabs, so we'll see if we can actually finish what we want. But this is a tab element, which gives you options to put on the top so that they can be chosen, and then in the middle you can place content like texts and videos and things like that. Hopefully we'll be able to create something nice with it. So we'll just test it out. And over here, as you can see in this one, we need to put in a container with some other details. So let's just do this first. We'll put in a container. So we already have a container over here. We will place another container, or actually, we don't have to put another container just to start with 2 columns here. Okay, so 1 column we will have a price, so an icon with a title, and then over here we'll just have a piece of text. So let's just see what we could put in. we need an icon list item. That will work. Icon with some text next to it, and over here we need just some piece of text. We can put h4. Perfect. So this container over here, we want to align everything to the left hand side. So horizontal left, and then let's just put everything in the center of the container. And over here, this container that is keeping our heading, we want to align everything horizontally left in the middle. Okay, cool. So this is now done, and we can just set up one of these and then duplicate it again and again and again and again and again, and then hopefully we'll get this layout. So let's just do this. Over here we will type in, so I clicked on the icon. You can see over here I have the icon selected, and I will type in money, just so that we choose some money icon, because we have some money icon over here. Cool. And let's just make it a bit bigger. So I will come from the configure, I will come here over to the design, and then in the text over here, text sizing, I can make it a bit bigger. Okay, if I click off, then I can see it. Okay, so I actually chose the icon, but I didn't press the update button. So let's just type in money again, and let's choose this one, update, and now it has changed. I don't really like this money. All of them are the same, so that's fine. So we go into the text and we make it a bit bigger, smaller, just so that we manage it as it is. One smaller will be fine. There we go. And then over here, we want to type in just price. Okay, cool. I will adjust the spacing between the text and the icon just by pressing on the text element over here, and then coming to spacing, and then just pulling it in a little bit like that. Like between the icon and the text, there is 1 rem of space, and then that will be good enough. Cool. Okay, and then here I want to just say free. And I want to increase the size. For some reason the container is bigger. I will just manage it so that it is auto. So the container of this one and this one as well, auto, so that I don't have any issues with it later on. But I will place this on the top. Vertical, let's put it on the top. Why isn't it moving onto the top? So I'm playing with alignments. Let me just come on this side. I'm playing with alignments, and I want to place it on the top. For some reason it just doesn't want to go. Let's just choose one more time, container layout top. What I will try to do is save and refresh. And we also didn't do one thing which I constantly forget about, and this will be actually managed in a next deployment. This breakpoint selector. This was created so that one is only chosen because people were using the drag handles. So we wanted to actually decrease the amount of people making issues by using drag handles on all the devices. Now we need to modify the pages when we're building it out from scratch. We need to have all of them turned on. So let's just try and do one more time this. Let's put it on the top. It is set up to the top. Don't know. Let's just try to manage this one in the middle, the top. So this one is moving to the top, but the header is not moving to the top for some reason. Not quite sure why, but let's just leave it like that. Cool. So now that we have it, we can just duplicate it below. We want to duplicate the layout 2 by 2. Here we go. And on here, now we created this one, and now we have this one, the bottom one, which we want to just move up a little bit. So make negative. There we go, -2, so that we don't have that much spacing in between. So here we will put in instructor, copy, and we will put people, user, which one could we use? Let's just use these ones. Update, cool, instructor, and then over here Maggie Strickland. There we go. We want to have Maggie like this. We want to have this one as well onto the right. And we want to manage that this is smaller and not bold, just normal. There we go. So I believe this is coming together quite nicely. Let's just continue doing this. So we also want to add on a border on the bottom of this over here. So we chose the layout 2 by 2, and we will add on a border below it. So I'll choose the border on the bottom. Let's just add on 2 pixels and choose the color of the border, which will some kind of a gray, and then maybe a lighter gray would be better. So this type of a lighter gray will be nice. There we go. And then we can select the layout 2 by 2 and just duplicate it, and then we'll need to manage it so that it is not it doesn't have a negative margins anymore. Okay, then we can duplicate it one more time and a couple more times. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times altogether. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Duration. There we go. We will put in a clock. And then this will be 15 weeks. Okay. Let's just quickly save it. Lectures. And this part over here is bolded. So let's just do that semi-bold. Let's just put it to bold on all of these, to bold. And the price as well to bold. This is how I model. I put in all the things first that as the same on the as on the template, like over here, and then I know what I need to put in after that. I can easily just manage the page from there on. But enrolled. Oh, we also wanted bold. Lectures, this will be a paper. Enrolled is a user. So I click on the icon and I just type in user. Go. A user update. There we go. And over here there is a paper. Or document. Or note. Let's just use a note for this one. And language. Over here, bold. We have this icon. Cool. And deadline. This has a calendar icon. Deadline, let's make it bold. Calendar icon. We'll choose this one. Update. Cool. So let's just fill out this part. 15 weeks, 24, 6, 29 students. English. And 5th January 2019. Just 2021. Cool. There we go. So this is basically the same page. What I think is that this layout 2x2 border needs to be 1 pixel and a little bit lighter gray. Yeah, this would work better. So layout 2x2, 1 pixel, and then this lighter gray option over here. Same thing here. As you can see, just by visually analyzing the page, you can create it really nicely and model whatever they did on the actual template. Real designers designed that page, so we can just model something. Okay, so on here we have the layout 2x2 border, 1 pixel, this light gray, and then we have one more border on here, 1 pixel, light gray. Cool. Now I just want to make it a little bit padded and then add on this shade, like a shadow onto this container. I want to add on the shadow first so that we can see it, maybe this large shadow, and then padding. So I go into spacing, I choose all of them, and then pad it a little bit. And then a little bit more. There we go. This 3 can be a bit bigger, and it is some kind of green color. There we go. So this section is almost done. We need the enroll button and the share this option. As you can see, it's pretty simply created. We'll need to see how it looks like on the other devices, but on the desktop it looks good for now. Layout vertical middle, not quite. Let's just go back. Container layout horizontal, not quite. We just want to actually center everything, so let's just try to do layout on this main container, everything centered. And then on here, relative to the parent, 100%. Let's just do this on all. So relative to the parent, 100% here as well. Sizing, 100%. That's not the right. That's not the right element. So I need to choose this layout 2x2, go to size and set up relative to the parent 100% so that we have it nicely laid out on the edges of the container. So size with relative to the parent 100% here as well, 100% here as well. And then size relative to the parent, 100%. Perfect. This will allow us to actually put in a button straight in the middle of this section here, which is looking like this. There we go. Let's just add on a bit of spacing on the top of this button and then make the button text say enroll, and roll. Cool. Make the text a bit bigger like that, and then let's just give it the button a bit of sizing, basically spacing like that, and then also top and bottom. Big button like this. We can just use the same background image as we used on the free, this one. And then we need a social share this course option where we can use button with an icon here at the bottom. Cool. And then we will just move it a little bit lower on the page, and we will remove the background. We don't want any background color. We will add on the color of the text to be some kind of a grayish color, this way. And then we'll go into configure, say share this course, and then we'll add on the share icon next to it. The icon we want on the right hand side, and there we go. Share this course. Let's just go back and remove the background one more time, so we don't want any background, and increase maybe. No, let's leave it like that. So there we go. It doesn't look exactly alike because the fonts that they are using, I believe this is Poppins. Let's just analyze it. It's a Gilroy. We don't have this type of font. We can use Poppins instead. They're using a different font that we don't really have in our builder. Let's just see these fonts. What are they using? They're using Gilroy on the whole page. We can use Poppins on the whole page, and we'll manage that using the pages option, so we can manage the fonts globally on the page using the going here, pages, settings, and there we go. Cool. So now we have this section done. We will need to save first. As you can see, it looks very, very similar. It has the same functionality as the other one on there, but now we are going into modifying the tab. So overview, instructor, reviews. Let's just click on the tab element over here, and you can see that there is a configure option. How many tabs we want? We want 3, because we have 1, 2, 3. One will be overview, one will be instructors, and the third one will be instructor and reviews. Instructor. Perfect. Now, as I say update, as I click update, it immediately gives me these 3 options on here. You can see we can click on each one of them, and then they will give us the options to modify each one of them. I will put in all my content first, and then we can actually go and modify it. So here we have a title with a description. So let's just add this on, a title and a paragraph into the overview section. Then we'll want a video. Let's just use a YouTube video on here. Then we'll want another paragraph just below the video. Then we'll need another title and description. We can just duplicate this. Let's just put it in from the beginning. So title and paragraph over here. There we go. And then that's it. Cool. So now we can go and modify the instructor options, which is going to be a 2-column layout, which will be kind of interesting to build because I don't know how to create a block or a container so small on here. But we can maybe manage everything in the same container but place it horizontally. Not quite sure. Let's just go into the instructor, and we'll need an image on the left hand side and text next on the right hand side. If we could use blocks for that, that will be great, but with the columns, they just get 50-50%, as you see here. If we would resize it, that still doesn't resize the other options, so that's not something we want to do. But we could we could actually not do it like this, but we could do an image on the top and then everything else on the bottom. And I believe that would be the best option for us right now, to put in an image on the top, an image on the top. And this is tricky to actually pull in things in the tabs right now. We will be adding on more features to manage that. It will be easier at a later point, but it will be title, description, so we want a title like this, and then we'll move the actual image on top, and then we want the title and paragraph just below here. Perfect. This will give us the option to create this as a title. This will be the title of and then this will be the paragraph, and then a couple of social share icons we can just add on here below in a new container. So I love to add on these social share icons in a new container because I can manage how they will look like. Just pull in an icon in there, and then that's basically it. The reviews, although I'm happy to modify it, I don't know how that will be done yet. So let's just click save, and let's try to see what options we have. So let's go and see reviews, embed on website. Just review.co. Okay, let's just see how an embed looks like. Something like this. I'm not very fond of that. So there's a lot of these that you could use. Elf site has great ones. Let's just see how they look like. So these ones, they're not quite what I'm looking for. So let's see some other options. Yeah, this is also not something that I am looking for. We're looking for something more of this type of thing. It shows the reviews and it shows below the reviews. So let's have a look. Facebook reviews, and put reviews on your website widget. Let's see if this, I believe these are like pop-ups that show up. There's like notification pop-ups. I don't really want notification pop-ups. If we don't manage to find anything in the next couple of moments, then we'll need to do something else. We'll need to go with something that we found. I'll try a couple more sites because I'm 100% sure that there are these types of embeds that we could use. bird eye. Okay. Nope. This is how to embed something. This is more of a tutorial why you should embed reviews on website. Reviews embed HTML. Try this way. Embed tool widget. Review tool. Let's just look at a couple more. SEO Rocket, Yotpo. Okay, so if we don't find anything from these, then we'll continue on without that. So review tool, what do you do? What do you do? So these kinds of sites are kind of hard to learn what they do. As you can see, they look pretty and things like that, but they don't showcase what the actual tool is doing, so they have a high bounce rates. This may work well. Let's just see. Okay, something like this, if we could actually have it embedded. SEO Rocket. Hopefully this is not a WordPress plugin or something like that. I believe this could work well if they have a trial. Request a demo. Let's see if we can get this one. Services. Yeah, I believe that this is not available for everybody, but this type of thing would work well, where it displays the big stars, and then below that displays the actual icons. I will not spend any more time. I thought that this will be working. Rocket reviews. We would need to go with a demo, and it just doesn't work with our tutorial right now. Let's see if we can add this. This looks something that we are looking for, like something that we are looking for. Hopefully they also don't want a demo. Like there is a request a demo. Free, create a free account, includes 50 monthly orders. Let's just see what this does. Let's just fill out the name, give it an email and a password, or actually let's use this. Cool. Create an account. Okay. Other. Healthy eating trends.com. Monthly orders 0 to 50, and I'll give them a phone number. Okay, so hopefully this will not be a pop-up widget, but it will be an embed widget that we could use from customize widget, auto publish, integrate, see instruction, install it yourself. Why so complicated? Integrations, email service provider, app market, social, and Google. Okay, here we go. So we need to add this on to the head tag. Let's give it a go. Let's add this onto the head tag. Chop. There we go. And then over here, this one, review widget and star rating element. we need to add this on over here if we manage to open it. Okay, we saved it. Let's just reload. Here we go. So here we want to add on a code embed element. And then in the code embed element, we want to add on this code we copied over. And hopefully this will show the tool, which it doesn't do. Adding a review widget to star rating element. Review widget example. Okay, so we need to actually manage it ourselves. Data URL. They make it so more complicated than it should be. Let's just see on-site widgets review. If we can get some kind of embed code or something, because that would make it so much easier. I'm pretty sure this would work, but I want to do this quickly, and I don't want to read into all this kind of how to embed it. Most of the other platforms, they just give you a code, you copy it in, and then that's basically it. But not this platform. This platform makes you work for it. So let's just see. Let's just see what we could do on here. Anyway, let's just leave out the reviews. I will just do it without the reviews. We're using so much time for the reviews. So this will be an embed. We'll need to find a solution for that. But let's just go in and then modify the overview. The course description, it needs to be a nice and it's a big, bold title. So let's just add on course description. Here we go. Let's space it out a little bit. And then also give it a spacing from the top. There we go. The text we will leave, we'll just separate it a little bit on here. And then add on some spacing below it as well. There we go. So the video will stay like what we have right now. And on here, we want to also do some spacing in this text. Okay. 1.5, we'll add on 1.5 to this as well. And this piece of text, I want to increase the text size, 1125, 1.25. This one as well, 1.25. There we go. And then over here, we want a short description. Short description. And we need to space it out a little bit. Let's do 2. And then this one is 2.25. So this will also be 2.25. 2.25 you cannot see from me. And over here, we'll give this another separation on here. 1.5 will be here. 1.5 will be here. And then if we double click and choose all, we can set it up as 1.25 so that the text is bigger. Cool. That's basically this section over here. The instructor section, we'll need to modify that one now. So in the instructor section, I will add on an image that I have already in my image library. I will just choose somebody from here. We can just say this guy. Now this is a vertical image, maybe to look something more of a square like this. Cool, select it and then resize it relative to the parent. This size is good. And then we can actually say that this is his name. Actually, let's do John Doe. So let's just say 2.25 as well. And then advanced educator. Cool. This will be like the title, where we want to add on some negative margin so that it comes a bit closer. There we go. And then on here on the paragraph piece of text, we want to move it down by 1.5 and then add on a little bit of text here as well. Just leave it as it is in this 0.25 and add on normal line height. There we go. Cool. So now it is coming together. The reviews part we didn't do really nicely because it's not we cannot find a widget to use on there. But here we also want to use these social media icons. So the social media icons, let's just see what we could do. Twitter, update. We'll modify this one to be this kind of a gray. Yeah. Gray icon, maybe a little bit smaller. 1.5. That's great. And then I will choose the container that the icon is in, and then I will space it out a little bit. Cool. Then I can just duplicate this, add on a bit of spacing onto the left-hand side so that we move it a bit away. Like 1.5-ish, 1.25. Yeah, that works. And then just duplicate it one more time and then one more time. I say this will be Facebook. Okay, this will be Insta. And this will be LinkedIn. Cool. If you want, you can have bigger icons. I'm actually happy with these ones that we got in. So yeah, that's it. It doesn't look really good because this section has a border around. So I will click over here and I'll just remove this border. Okay, as you can see, I'll click over here and remove the border, and now we have this border removed. But on this upper section, I still want some border. So I will not remove it completely, but I will remove it. I will just leave it on the upper section. So how do I do this? Let's put this back to 0. I actually just want it here. 1. This will be 0. Here we go. So if you select the tab element, as you can see here, the stylable element, it chooses everything, this box where you put in the text, and you go into the border and you deselect everything. You deselect this one and just set up that this one on the top to have a nice little border, nice little line. And this is what we want, this little line over here. And the side boxes not to have it. Then this is what we did just right now. As you can see, it looks good. Let's just go into this instructor, and then let's just go into reviews, do the same, just to remove the border over here, 0, and let's add this one to have 1 pixel, and then these ones should have 0. Perfect. There we go. now we want to actually modify the text over here to be a little bit bigger. Overview, instructor. I want normal. And then we want this one to be bigger as well. But we want to space those out a little bit. So I'll click here, 1.5. I'll click here to space it out on the right hand side, 1.5. And then these instructor and everything, they also have borders. So I'll just close the, do not have any borders around them, because they have these little boxes on there which I don't like. So I don't want those. I just want to have this type of thing. The instructor doesn't have the actual border on the bottom, so let's just add this on. On here I want 0, but only on the top I want 1 pixel, and on here I want 0. Perfect. Which it didn't save. So on here I want 1 pixel. 0, but on the top I want 1. Here. There we go. So now we have overview, instructor, reviews. We have created this nice little layout. Maybe we could have resized them a little bit better, but it works. Here we want a bit of spacing as well. Maybe 1 rem. So when we change it, it changes as well. 1 rem. Overview over here, spacing 1 rem. There we go. That's not what I wanted. Here, this one, 1 rem. There we go. So instructor, reviews, overview, whenever we choose it, they will have a nice little spacing on the bottom like that. We cannot do actually we cannot do this animation effect, so that when you choose it, then it shows which one has this this underline over here, this green underline. We don't have this option, but I would say it still looks good. We can add on these hover effects, but I just don't want to go into that right now. We saved it. Let's refresh and check it how it looks like. Cool. So instructor, reviews, we don't have anything on there, but that's looking pretty cool. On here, this section is quite large on here. In this one it's not, and this one is not, because we put in a lot of content. This one just grows. So let's just use this on auto, and then it will stay the same whenever we are choosing it, the separate. Cool, this looks great. So let's just save it and then preview it so that we have a look how it looks like on the live page. Yeah, we have this kind of a overlapping effect. We'll need to sort this out, but if we go, we have the functionality of the actual page that we are modeling, or here we also have a little bit of overlapping. We can fix because of the negative margins, but that's just it. So I'm actually pretty happy how this turned out. It actually gives it, like, I don't know why the spacing is not quite correct on here. As you can see, it just jumps in, but the layout, how it looks like with the shadow and everything, it looks cool. The spacing we'll need to fix, because as you can see, this is how it should be and this is how it is. Maybe that is just on the preview. We'll need to see how it works. In this container we can just add a bit of spacing on here so that we can see this a bit better. There we go. And then let's just continue on the bottom of the page. We have relative courses, and instead of this one, I'll just use our own footer, a pre-made footer. We have something that we can play with already. Something like this will work. There we go. And then in this block where we added on our content, I want to do a padding on the bottom so that the white part of this extends a little bit. Where the content ends, we want to actually extend it a little bit. And then here we will have our related courses. We cannot have this kind of slider at this moment, but we could create like a static image of, or static options over here with 3 blocks on here. And then we'll have, each block will have an image. Yeah, it will have a container. When you see, when we hover over it, the container actually shows up. So each container will have an image on the top, and on the bottom it will have a header, title, and then this will be 2 icon list items next to each other. Cool. So this is a preview. We can close this, and then this block will also have a bit of spacing on the bottom. So I'm gonna disappear. Cool. Let's see. So this is a container in each one. We will set this up to we'll set the shadows up immediately. We'll have large shadows like that, but they have shadows on the hover. So let's just remove the shadows actually, and then let's just pull in an image in there. On the top, we will have an image that fills up the container, and then we have a price which we will use a heading 4, and then we will have, let's just use heading 5, and over here we have 2 icon list items which we put in one, and then we just duplicate it like that. Hopefully when we set it up, it will come next to each other, below each other. And then we, just to make sure, we can also manage it using a container. So a container will be pulled here, and then these icon list items we will place into the actual container. Okay, so this one is in a container, but this one is not in the container yet. So we'll just pull it and place it here. Perfect. So this is how we will set it up on once, and then we can just duplicate it on the other ones as well. So here we will just have an image of something. I'll just use from our images that I already have in my image library. This one is great. It's a horizontal image, and it fills out the actual container. We'll have a rounded border around it. There will be a little bit of spacing here, then a price. Let's just add on a price, $26, like that. This price will be a bit bigger. We're not editing on all devices, it doesn't matter. The price will be a little bit bigger. There we go. And then academic listening and note taking. Cool. We increase the size of this one as well. And on here, we want a page with 20 lessons. Page. Note. I don't even know what they called. Not document. And paper. File. Yeah, a file. Cool. Okay, 20 lessons. I didn't press update. So file, press this one, update. Bam, we have it. We just need to make sure it's a little bit smaller. And I will say 20 lessons. And then the text over here, I want to just space it out a little bit more. 1 rem. Okay. And then over here, I want a user and 51 students. User. Cool. I want to resize it a little bit. Students. Cool. Again, spacing, just a little bit of spacing on the text element over here. We'll put it on 1 rem. There we go. Cool. Now we need to manage the container so that it places everything side by side, and we can just do it by clicking on horizontal, and then over here on this list icon element, and we can just put on some margin. There we go. We can also put it in the middle, but then it will not look as good as right now. So that's basically what we want to have. Academic listening and note taking. Note taking like that. There's the price. It needs to be some sort of green color. Let's just use this one, and maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, cool. So now we can set up that the container is rounded on the top, and I will do that over here. 0.35, 0.35. Actually, choose these ones and then set these up to nothing. Cool. Only on the top it should be. It is not getting rounder. It is right now. Yeah, it got rounder, but this is the image. I don't really want the image, but the actual container. So let's see if we got anything round. Yeah, it actually got rounder. But on the image, I don't want the bottom ones to be rounded like that. So let's see if I click out, the top is still straight, or still straight lines. So this container 35, this is just makeup. It doesn't make too much sense to spend a lot of money, a lot of time on this one. But if we're doing it already, let's do it as it should be. Perfect. So there we go. So we managed the whole container to have it rounded, and now we also manage the image to be rounded. We can now decide if we want to add on a bit of padding on here or not. We can pad different elements separately, or we can pad them all together. If we do padding, we need to place then the image in a container. Otherwise, when we actually apply the padding from left and the right, actually on all sides, the image will also be shrinking, as you can see here. So what we could do is we can do this. We can do a separate container, and we place all our elements in that separate container, and then we do we do padding only in this separate container. Cool. Like that. It looks a bit more professional in my opinion. So then we can go and then duplicate things around. We want this one to go on here. And we want the whole container that we just added, we want to duplicate it and then bring it over here. Cool. We'll make sure that the container is rounded as well. 35. There we go. So when we actually make it, add a shadow, a large shadow on it, then it will be nice and rounded. Cool. Let's just do it one more time. So we duplicate it, we bring it back to this container over here, we duplicate this container on here, and then we select it one more time, bring it over, add on the container borders, corners, there we go, rounded, and we can add on the shadows. Cool. So that's basically it. Let's just add on related courses. Let's just add on a title to the whole section. We'll pull in, I don't know, H3 here. We can just manage that the title will be in the middle of the page, and we can just say related courses. Okay, we can make it a bit bigger. And yeah, that's kind of it, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully we created something great. 2.25. Let's just make this 2.25. Awesome. Let's save it. And yeah, if we want, we can go and further modify the colors on the page, but I believe what we created so far is good enough. We just modeled it, and now we have kind of a template. If we want to now add on another font, let me come back now. If we want to add on a font, you can come here to the pages, 3 dots, edit settings, and then you can choose a font over here. So let me just see which one would work well. I believe the Montserrat would be nice with this one, or my favorite will be Poppins, and I will just add that on because I know that it looks good wherever you put it. So this is Poppins color over here. The structure of these containers has shifted a little bit. As you can see now, everything is on the top for some reason. Not sure why is that happening. Like this is the container of it, and it just is different from this container. So not sure how this is managed, but as you can see, this is a container. We'll need to look into this a bit more, but that's basically it. We have the instructors overview. We need to also space these out a little bit more. 2.25, and here 2.25 as well. Yeah, basically that's about it. So we have these pages now, we created them, it looks great, it looks nice, it feels professional. There needs to be a little bit of modification on this part, but I'll just not go into this one. In this training tutorial, let's just head over and see how we have it on other devices. They probably look quite bad because we didn't do all the modifications on each and every device, and there will need to be sorted. As you can see here, there are things that just go out. Here this big time needs some changes on here as well. So we didn't modify these styles on the smaller devices. This actually doesn't look quite bad on here. It looks kind of okay. A little bit of modifications are needed on the mobile phone as well. but not sure if I want to go into this right now. What I would do is I would come on and modify these smaller devices, and I would just place everything in the center and then work upwards. Okay, so I will choose these two devices on here, and then I would place everything in the middle. This one is in the middle as well. Then over here I would just add on a bit of spacing like that. I would add on a bit of spacing on here, and then I would start managing everything else. So come over here to the block and add on a bit of padding, so everything is a bit smaller like that, and then move this container a bit lower on the page so that when this content shows up, then we can modify it and it doesn't merge with the other one. Then the whole tabs, I would give it a kind of a white background, or maybe even add some shading on it to make it shady. Definitely remove the borders, just leave it on the top. 0, just to leave it on the top. There we go. And yeah, and just style it as it should be. As you can see, it needs a bit of love, but just working upwards, this is how I would manage it. And the styles flow up to the higher screen, so in case we manage this one, that this needs to be in the center. Here, over here, it will also be in the center. So we need to come back to the bigger devices where we don't want it in the center. Here, probably it looks good in the center, but on these ones, they will look better on the side. So we need to actually set it up on the side, and then this setting will flow up to the upper screen over here. So on here we have center that way, and now that's basically it. So on here, on these three devices, everything will be centered. On here, everything will be left aligned. So if you understand this little question mark over here, that the styles flow up to the higher devices or the upper devices, you will learn how to actually manage mobile devices, because if you managed everything, you design your page, you start with the smaller devices, with the vertical devices, and then you do your changes. For example, in this container, I want to align everything in the center like that, and then also this piece of text in the center, which is not moving because it has its own styling. Here, layout, center. Cool. So this would need to be done in order to manage everything, but this is actually a styling from here. So yeah, it needs to get managed everything separately, and then when you go up to the higher devices, then you manage that one over here as well. That's basically. I will not go into the mobile responsiveness options of this website now, because it will take a lot of time. This is already a 2-hour course and I didn't meant it that long, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Something seems to have frozen. I'm not quite sure. Let's just see some of the questions on here. I am very happy with what we chose, what we built today. I feel pretty good about it. Hopefully, you'll be able to learn something. This was created as a fun, and we lost quite a few people from the beginning when it was fun, and then people were voting on what to build and what to do, and then we went into the build, and then people just left. So I understand it's not for everybody. It can be busy, and life happens. So I completely understand. But I just wanted to show you how to go out there, find some ideas, and then recreate pages. As you see on the mobile devices, we don't have any kind of a side scroll issues over here. On here there is a bit, because the buttons are standing out and things like that, and then this one, but this is manageable on each and every device. So I don't think that this is an issue. It can be managed. It just needs a bit of resizing and and then modifications. But that's how you do a page custom, and then you'll just need to go in and resize everything, space everything. So spacing and sizing is needed so that you do everything correctly on the smaller devices. That's basically it. Nothing super special. Cool. So let me just go and answer some of your questions, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you learned something useful from this session. The brand identity template, the one that Mike Filsame uses. How can I place my picture in the shadow area? Replace Mike's picture. Not quite sure which template is that. Let me just double check. I'll have you look into it with me. Brand identity. This one. Okay. So you'll need to move. You'll need to set up the image yourself. So let me just go in and then okay, great question. So this is a block, and if you click on the block and you have a look at the image that is there, then you'll probably see that this container is empty, and the background image is already set up to have this to this lady on here. So I don't think that you can choose this exact image. Let's try to save somehow this image. If we go into the backend systems, like inspect, and then we could probably find the image, which would be easier to do in case we go on to a preview. We can find the image, and then you can see that the whole image, the background image, is already set up to be image. We need to find the image file on here, and then we can actually see. But this is basically an image is already saved into the template. So this is one image together. So you would need to create a similar looking background image so that you already place your yourself on here. So if you want, you can go into the CSS and find this image and then modify it for your own. You can try, and yeah, here we go. So I have a little Chrome extension which is called Image Downloader, which downloads the images from the page. And here we go. This is the actual actual image from the page. As you can see, this is set up as a background image. So you can create something similar to this one, and then you place your image in a tool like Canva or something instead of this lady shadow. This you would need to create yourself. The template image here is just created as an example. Cool. Let's see any other questions. David, will you be able to demonstrate how to add in a mandatory pop-up entry for merchant terms and conditions, and for the pop-up to close upon agreeing with terms? Yes, sure. So there is a video already in the Facebook group, in case you just type in what's it called? It's a terms and conditions pop-up cookie something something like that. Not quite sure how it is, but whenever I name a video, I use multiple keywords so that you can find it. Basically, you come into blocks, alert bars, and then you have these at the bottom. For example, let's just use this this one. Let's just scroll down to the bottom of the page, and then you add this alert bar, which is set up as the GDPR cookie compliance, as you can see here. And then what I suggest you to click the block, set up positioning fix to bottom. Okay, this means that wherever you are going to be scrolling, it will be staying on the page. Let me just show it one more time. So we went into blocks, you go into alert bars, choose one of these bottom three options, you bring it down to the bottom of the page, so you add it as the last block, and then you click on it and you go to positioning and you set it up as fix bottom. This means that the block will be staying on the page all the time. Now when you go and preview it or you save it and publish it, this will be showing up here, and then whenever you press this, it just disappears when the cookies were accepted. So that's basically a simple cookie acceptance pop-up thingy block. But as you can see, it is not staying on the bottom. When you click accept once, then it will just disappear. So that's a quick and easy way to do it. Boom, 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 boom. Let's just see. Goku is saying both pages are published on different websites. I want the home page and as well a page 2 in one link, not in 2 different links. I have 7 pages and I have 7 links in 7 pages in GrooveFunnels. Both pages are published on different websites. I want to have 7. I want to have the home page and as well as page 2 in one link. You want to have 2 pages in one link, then you need to actually merge them together. I don't know really what you are trying to do. Not in 2 different links. I have 7 pages and I have 7 links. I don't really understand what you're trying to do. If you could explain it to me a little bit better, then I would appreciate it. But at this moment, I'm pretty sure we are just still wrapping up. Yeah, I cannot see any other questions, but yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a quick and fun live build with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll be continuing this one. I actually enjoyed it. You decided what we want to do. You decided what we will be building and what you want to see, and then we did it. So there will be a little bit more mobile responsiveness, modification and customization needed on the page, but that's pretty simple to set up. Just add on the stylings and then modify the spacing and the sizing of the content on the page, which is not super hard to do. Each and every device needs to be managed separately because they have different layouts, different structure, and then once that is done, you have a beautiful page up and running. This is how I create the pages that I build. This is how I create the templates that I created and sell. So in case you're looking into creating some of your own, you can just do the same thing. I actually taught the same way I'm teaching you. I taught a couple of virtual assistants, and now I have help. Whenever we come to a website, they actually help. They actually designed that for me. We can easily model any kind of page. We can create all kinds of different things just by them learning the step-by-step process which I showed you right now. So if you would like to get in and create templates and start creating designs, even sell the designs and the services of design, you can do this. What I just showed you, this is called design hacking. You go on there, recreate the page, and you start modifying it so it becomes your own, and it just looks as you really want it. So yeah, that's it basically. Hope you enjoyed this session, and then yeah, see you in the next one. Bye for now.